All right, welcome to News from Edgemont. I am Donovan Saadiq, your host. As you know, I'm going to give you the latest that's going on in Moreno Valley and Moreno Valley politics to the best of my ability. Thank you for the last video. A lot of people liked it. Almost 10,000 people viewed that video, and I put it up at 5:30 yesterday. So thank you guys for coming to the page and seeing what's going on. Real quick, tonight I attended the gang symposium or task force that was put on by Councilwoman LaDonna Jimson and the Deputy District Attorney, and it was a very, very good turnout. I'm going to show some video on that a little bit later so that you guys can have a idea of what went down. I want to give a special shout out to a lot of the speakers that were there. I didn't get all their names, but I do have it on video. And big shout out to Big Will from Rising Stars Academy. He was there giving his story, and his basic message was supervision. You have to supervise your children. You got to know who they're going with, who their friends are, where they're staying the night, all that kind of stuff. He said that was one of the biggest things that he experienced growing up. He didn't have the supervision. He was two people. And if you ever get a chance, please contact Big Will. He's at Rising Stars Academy right here in the 5th District. And if you have any questions, I mean, he's always there to answer questions. And if you need help mentoring or if you have behavioral problems, I'm not saying, this is what he says to do, but I would say if you have a question, that would be a good person to go ahead and ask a lot of questions. At the end of the symposium, I'm going to have to say that, and I didn't know this, Riverside County, half of the juveniles that are incarcerated by Riverside County, did you know, come from the city of Moreno Valley? More than half of the juveniles incarcerated in the county come from Moreno Valley. I did not know that. And there's a lot of cities in Moreno Valley. We are the second largest in Moreno Valley, in Riverside County. If you take all the cities combined against Moreno Valley, that's way more people. We're only the second biggest city in the county, but more than half of our juveniles of this county come from this city. So what's that telling you? I find that very alarming. And I want to thank Councilwoman Jimson for bringing this to the attention of the city. Unfortunately, other council people were not available for whatever reasons, but Ms. Jimson was in attendance, and I thank her and her husband for doing this. I didn't know. I had no idea because I'm trying to fight the youth to get them really good jobs when they graduate, but I had no idea that we had such a problem in this city with our youth. And I'm going to start researching this and getting to that because according to the statistics, most kids are indoctrinated into gangs at the age of 9 and between the ages of 9 and 14. And the average education level of prisoners incarcerated in the state of California is 7th grade. So what is that telling you? If you have any questions and concerns, I don't really know what the resources are, but I'm going to look them up. I just got back from that symposium. But a good place to start, I would say, is Rising Stars Academy. They have a good program that is ran there. Big Will is there. He could probably help you with some of the resources, but that's a good place to start. You could contact Councilwoman Jimson is another good source, and maybe she can direct you to some nice areas. And please forgive my speaking tonight because I went to the dentist all day. And let this be a lesson to you. Stop eating all that candy. I mean, wow. I mean, I was in there, well, not all day, for a couple hours, and I paid the price. So, but that's the way it is. But I wanted to show this video, and it's going to be real short. I just want to make sure that you guys understand the seriousness of this problem. And I mean, it was eye-opening. But we have to give these kids and our youth something better to look forward to than a minimum wage warehouse job. If you want them to stay in this city, and be able to buy a home and purchase a nice car and do nice things with their lives, we have to show them that we want better for them by providing better opportunity. And a warehouse is not, for everybody, a career opportunity. It's a temporary opportunity to put a little money in their pocket. We have a lot of issues happening, and I just want to say that it's a eye-opening experience. I think that we have a problem in this city when the county, half of the county juvenile inmates come from Moreno Valley. We should be ashamed. With all the money that is spent in our elections and buying off politicians, with the money that has been spent in all that crap, Highland Fairview could have built alternative resources for these kids to look forward to something better than a gang. I'm Donovan Saadiq. This is News from Edgemont. I just want better for our kids.
Have the ability to do what was needed. You're looking at a young man who was one way at home and another way totally in the street. When I came home, I did whatever I had to do on behalf of my mother. She asked me to do something, I did it. But when I was out in those streets, I did whatever I had to do to survive. I had many options. Lived in Calabasas with my uncle. When I started getting off the track, he started taking me up to his home. I would spend the weekend. I started getting involved in a lot of different things. You know, I had people around me for the most part that tried to encourage me to do what's right, but it was just something about the street that captivated me. And just to jump to it, because we don't have too much time, but I joined the gang at the age of 9. And when I say join, I mean literally active. Wasn't playing with it. I got caught with my first gun in the 5th grade. Because the elementary I was going to was in the neighborhood that wasn't cool for me to be in. Supervision is important. And I want to touch bases on that because, you know, Evelyn said something. One of the things about supervision is that you've got to keep an eye on your kids. I'm a father of 6 young girls. My girls, we don't do the overnight spending. We don't spend the night. There's family members that they can't even go to their homes. Because I'm just not big on allowing my child to be supervised by people that may or may not supervise. Supervision is critical. And my mother didn't have that ability to supervise me all day. My mother would leave work 3, 4 in the morning because she would have to drive to North Hollywood from Compton. She would get home. By the time I got home from school, she would be home. And back then, you know, I come from a city where neighborhoods were really neighborhoods. You knew who your neighbors were. You had generations of people staying in the same homes. And so there was that village there, but in that village there was still corruption. And it was the corruption that captivated me. It was my big homie that captivated me. These are the people that took the place of my father. Would look out the window, I would see people that I wanted to be like. I would see cars that I wanted to drive. And those are the things that captivated me. There were shoes that I wanted that my mom couldn't provide for me. Clothes that I wanted to wear that she necessarily couldn't provide for me because she had to take care of the household on her own. And I figured out the only way to get it was to submit to an environment, a particular environment. And I'm talking about gangs because that's what my life was all about for 20-something years. I was on my way to play professional ball. They took my motorcycles from me because I love riding dirt bikes through